Alright.
So murders and mysteries.
Just when I lost my drink somewhere.
Mysteries. Excellent. Wait, hold on. Get over here.
I'm not that enthusiastic, so I apologize.
I can barely read, so I apologize.
Same.
I don't know definitions of words.
You might recognize me as the face of the Workout Warriors fitness tapes. Getting fit with Tiff, get trim with Tiff, time to train with Tiffany, and a Tiffany tone-up. Available now at all good video stores near you. I make a living pushing people to physical perfection because doesn't everyone want a perfectly toned body? Either way, I'm Tiffany Wild, the home fitness queen. My tapes are probably in the video player of every housewife in London, and I like to think I'm single-handedly keeping the spandex industry in business.
Wow. That's a bold statement right there.
That legging closet is insane.
The whole closet just for leggings.
That's right.
Alright. Oh shit. Alright. I'm perky. I'm perky, pert, and pretty, and if I can do it, you can do it too. Steven, you look like a guy who's in shape. What's your story?
You'd probably recognize me better than I'm Steven Idol, and I'm currently ranked #1 in the country. Not bad, right? #5 in the world.
Not bad.
But I'm hoping to hang up my racket and ride a new wave of sponsorship deals. It's crazy. They want to pay me millions for being the face of breakfast cereals, sunglasses, anti-daily shampoos, you name it. I'm making more money than I ever did in tennis. So I guess being a winner has its advantages in more ways than one. Christian, I think I've seen you on the tennis court before.
Of course. Seen me on the tennis court. I'm Christian Easton, from the Easton family. We pretty much own half this city. Half of most cities, actually. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, then spat it out because it wasn't platinum. Got him. Anyway, I'm a work hard, play hard kind of guy. Although for me, working hard mostly involves maintaining this killer tan. It's exhausting making sure you've seen all the most exclusive places with only the most beautiful supermodels. Amber, darling, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, and then maybe we can swap pager numbers? I can get you a dinner reservation at Taylor and Tontine. You know, even though the guest list is fully booked for 5 months ahead.
Wow. Wow. Friends, I'm Amber Fox, but these days I'm just trying to go by Amber. Like Cher, you know? You've probably seen my music videos on MTV. I think they played the video for Kiss Me Quick Before You Go, like 8 times in one day, which has got to be some sort of record. My fans mean everything to me. You know you've made it when people are constantly clamoring for your autograph. I had a hard upbringing, and all I've ever wanted since I was a little girl is to be a pop star and to be rich. My parents are so proud to see how far I've come, and sorry, I should probably save some of this for my big Just 17 interview next week. It's my 5th cover this week so far. Keith, you look like you could be a fan.
So, I'm Keith Malone, but you probably know me better as Adrian Anderson from Liverpool Lane, or as the smash hits hottest hunk of 89 or 86. I was the youngest guy to win the award, by the way. I might only be 21, but I'm serious about my craft. I mean, it takes me 2 hours to get my hair ready for the camera. But it's what my fans expect. I could probably spend more time studying my lines. But reading too much gives you crow's feet, and I'm mostly there to brood in front of the camera and take my shirt off. Just sharing my natural God-given attributes with my fans. Heather, I'm very popular with women of your age. Tell me about you.
I need a script. This thing?
Yep.
Wait. Heather Jackson, top right corner on the second page. It's right here. Keep it.
Hello, I'm Heather Jackson. I'm the founder and CEO of BU Cosmetics. Our profits have grown over 145% in the last year alone. We're the #1 choice of cosmetic retailer for women aged 18 to 35. I'm just quoting our sales pitch now. But the point is, I built this company with my own 2 hands, and I did it all in a man's world. Have you ever tried to pitch?
So good.
Have you ever tried to pitch "Call Me Carol" lip shimmer to a boardroom full of men? The Financial Times reported that I have ambition as big as my shoulder pads. So it's safe to say I know how to hold my own. Annabelle, I recognize that cream blusher is Pink Swoon, right? Why don't you talk now, and maybe after that I can leave a catalog or 2 with you.
Yes, my name is Annabelle Weathers, and I have been married for 5 blissful years. My husband is campaigning to be our next MP. His job involves a lot of traveling and a lot of late nights, but I don't let domestic standards slip whilst he's at work. Oh no, every day the house gets a full serving, whether or not I'm expecting guests. All tidy, and a tidy house, a tidy mind. No, I just think a wife has a duty to her husband to make his home a sanctuary, especially when he's a good provider, as good of a provider as mine. And just because my husband doesn't say that he appreciates me color coordinating the Tupperware, it doesn't mean that he doesn't. Eugene, you look like a smart young man. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Eugene Baxter. Predictably, with a name like that, I got beaten up a lot when I was younger. On Friday nights, I stayed home dateless, and at lunchtimes, I sat alone in the library, which meant I could focus up on my schoolwork. I studied hard, graduated on top of my year at university, and went on to develop Robot Chase, the world's first 2-player video game. I can tell you women might not care about my endless pages of code I developed for that game, but they're good at feigning interest when you're buying them dinner with the money it made. But anyway, does anyone know what we're all doing here?
What are we all doing?
Not a clue.
Does anyone have an idea when Mr. Addington's going to show for this fancy dinner party? I have tomorrow's script that I need to go over, and I really need my beauty sleep.
I agree. It's definitely not good etiquette to leave your guests like this, even if the cocktail sauce is to die for. I must trouble him for the recipe once he deigns to make an appearance.
Hello. The first green one.
I really don't like to be kept waiting like this. Time is money. After all, I'll go and look for him.
These are damn good crudités. What'd you say? I mean, it's not as good as the ones at Le Bon Chat, but I suppose any of you, I don't suppose any of you have been there. It's pretty exclusive. Why, I remember one. Oh, he left.
Yep. Heather?
Mm-hmm.
Come back in.
I'm back in here.
Yeah, you're on the last
you're right
line of
back.
the
I
second
found
page.
him on the floor in his bathroom. He's dead.
No, you're the last one.
No, you just
What?
skipped a line. Yeah. Right down at the bottom.
It's Mr. Addington. He's dead.
Oh! Spills water. Spits out water.
I found him on the floor in his bathroom. He's dead.
Oh my god, what happened? You didn't touch the body, did you?
Tiffany.
Oh,
Tiffany.
please don't say Bonnie. I think I'm going to.
This is an $85 manicure. Of course I didn't. Someone got Tiffany a wet flannel. We really don't need another casualty.
Maybe you trip.
I don't think so. There weren't any puddles or any rugs. Nothing he could have slipped on. Maybe he was poisoned. He had horrible green bile coming out of his mouth. I don't think this was an accident. I think we're talking murder.
Well, I just saw him earlier, getting ready for tonight. He was alive before the dinner party, and no one has been in or out since, which can only mean...
Mean what, Four Eyes?
Got him!
that it has to have been someone here, obviously. I guess all those tanning beds are starting to fry your brain cells, huh, Christian?
Listen up, you calculator-loving little...
Shut it, you two. The bigger question is, why would anyone kill Mr. Anderson? Character.
Addington.
Anderson. The guy was
Sanctimonious.
sanctimonious piece of work. But why him? Why not?
All I know is that he invited us all around for a special residence dinner party. Big flick. That's what it said on my invitation.
Mine too, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were more to it than that. He wasn't exactly the kind of man to throw a dinner party out of the goodness of his heart.
I agree. I've been living here since the development was built, and he's never hosted a soiree like this before. In light of this little accident, I'd say this whole setup seems rather suspicious.
So you think he planned this evening as some kind of ambush?
I have no idea, but if one of us is the murderer, then no one can leave.
Shouldn't we call the police?
Gosh, no, please. How's it gonna look if eight of London's biggest names are seen in the back of a police van?
Oh my god. Babe.
I'm with Christian. I can't afford to lose any of the magazine covers I've got lined up.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Oh. And my acting career would be damaged forever. I can't get mixed up with this scandal like this. The teen market likes bad boys, all right. But bad boys that still stay on the right side of the law.
Totally. I need to keep my name clean to stand a chance at career longevity. I want to still be selling out arenas when I'm 60, not singing jingles for a breakfast cereal.
Fine. It's best we hold off on calling the police for now.
Well then, there's only one rational course of action. We need to find out who the guilty party is for ourselves. Wait! What's that file on the table?
Where is
Private
it?
and confidential resident notes.
Oh.
If Mr. Addington left it on the table, then he is clearly intending to share something with us, right?
You think he invited us round to share some big secret?
At the moment, it seems most likely like the most likely scenario. Let's see what's inside.
Clue it.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh wait,
Here, just
there's
bring the box to the table. We can put it right here.
a newspaper clipping. Oh wait, nope, can't read that right now. Okay, so this is age 21 years old, location London, eye color brown, additional talents none. Okay.
Oh, so what do we have here? Looks like an old
spatula?
modeling profile, no photo though.
Thank you.
We don't need a photo. Just look at pretty boy Keith over there. He's so good. It's a wonderful to tear himself away from the mirror long enough to stay in the camera shot. It relates to you. What secrets are you hiding about your modeling days?
Sure, I modeled. Beauty isn't a crime. But that profile has nothing to do with me. The age is all wrong for starters.
But you are 21, right?
I might be a little older than I said.
So that's your big secret. Sure. How old are you actually?
I'm 37, okay? I am a 37-year-old man. Don't look at me like that. I had to lie. The casting director would never have given me my role to, would have never given a role to a guy that old. It was either lie and score an acting job of my dreams, or spend another year doing community theater.
That's quite a scandal, old boy. But this profile must refer to somebody else then. Amber, darling. It's gotta be you. I remember reading about your modeling background. It was obvious that Mr. Eddington was rather sweet on you. He was always starting. So you could have easily lured him away, but no talent. That seems a little strange for a famous superstar, wouldn't you say?
Okay, so it's my profile. Big deal. I was scouted by a record company and happens all the time. And Mr. Addington ogled anything in a skirt. The guy was a total pig. I very much doubt I was the only woman here capable of luring him away. You must have noticed his jaw hitting the ground anytime he saw Annabelle bent over in her compost bin. And as for talent, whatever. So I don't do all my own vocals. You're not in the industry, you wouldn't understand.
Wait, Mr. A was always staring at you? Was there anything, anything going on between you two?
Of course not. He was a total dinosaur. My parents rented him from him back in the day. It didn't end well, but that's it.
It didn't end well. You can't gloss over that, Amber. What happened?
Fine. If you must know, my parents lost their jobs and couldn't afford to pay the rent. Mr. Addington kicked them out and we were left homeless. I was only a child at the time. I'd be lying if I said that thinking about it didn't ever make me, super angry, but it motivated me to succeed. And look at me now. I'm having dinner with Kylie Minogue. Who's that? Minogue tomorrow. How's that for success? My latest hit.
That creep was keeping tabs on us. The stupid residential code of conduct. I bet he was monitoring us the entire time. Trying to find out if we did anything that would give him an excuse to kick us out of his precious community.
And then he invited us over here for some pretend dinner party so he could spill all over our secrets. That's sick.
I know it's like a complete invasion of privacy, but we have to keep looking. We don't have a choice. The clue to this murder must lie in his notes somewhere.
Okay, so we can work in groups. This is all the same puzzle. We just have to put it together. Okay.
And we got just enough for groups of 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a little drunk right now, but this is very fun.
So much fun.
So this is the sentence, right?
Don't we have anybody we could call to pay to do this?
Right.
Okay, so this is probably
Sorry, guys, I
the
don't know.
beginning.
Things like that. Normally I have people who do that.
Yeah, you guys got
What's it say?
It says, your company is toxic. You teach people to hate their bodies. You tell people that they're only good enough when they look like you. You preach a message of hate. You're evil, Tiffany, and someone needs to teach you a lesson that you won't forget.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
That sounds serious, Tiff. What's going on with the company? I know you're just the face and the body. But you must have heard whisperings. She was looking down. So she got to read what I just did and then went,
Alright. It's really bad. The company has had some threats from this unknown source. Someone really wants me gone. I've been in talks with the company execs about stepping down for my own safety because whoever's behind these letters seems serious.
My goodness.
Oh, save the fake sympathy, Annabelle. Drop the innocent routine. We all know about your immaculate house. I bet you'd know how to clean a crime scene and leave no clues behind.
Ooh,
I keep a pristine house, yes. But washing the dishes is very different from cleaning up blood.
But Heather, you said the bathroom was pristine, right? No blood or anything? There has to be some sort of clue as to what happened to him. I'm going to check it out.
Here, take these rubber gloves.
You carry rubber gloves with you?
Of course. You never know when there's going to be an emergency spillage that needs tending to. A good house is always prepared for any situation.
Fine. I'll be back.
Get out of here, Steven.
Excuse me.
Should someone go with him? shouldn't someone go with him? If there's a chance he's the murderer, we probably shouldn't leave him alone at the crime scene, right?
I'll go with him to keep an eye on things. I think I've gotten over the shock now, and besides, if he starts anything, I can take him down with a squat and sidekick.
Josh.
This whole situation is so crazy, isn't it? I had no idea Mr. Addington kept such strict tabs on us all. I thought that ridiculous contract was mostly just for show.
First rule of contract. Christian, never assume it won't get used against you.
I think we found something.
You guys found this. What is it?
Pin
A pin badge. All right, look at it. On the front, it says it looks like it's some sort of tour.
Can I take a peeky peek?
Yeah, there you go.
World tour.
It does.
What is this? Some sort of badge?
It's a button.
Looks like it, but part of the print has been peeled off. Where did you find it?
It was pinned to Mr. Addington's shirt. It seems like a long shot, but I think we're looking at the murder weapon here.
How do you figure that?
Pin.
There was a small blood stain on his shirt too, like he was stabbed with the pin.
Of course. I started a murder mystery TV serial a while back, and this exact same thing happened then. They dipped the pin of a brooch in poison. I played the murder victim. I spent so much time in the makeup chair because they just couldn't cover up my radiant youthful glow.
Oh, do give it up, Keith. But it is such a strange coincidence that Mr. Addington was killed in the same way as your character. You're not exactly the brightest crayon in the box. No offense.
Ooh.
So it makes sense for you to copy a murder technique from some ridiculous TV show that you starred in.
That ridiculous TV show, as you put it, had over 1 million viewers. Heather, it reached a lot of people.
And what? It inspired them to start knocking people off?
Stranger things have happened.
But who would have access to the poison?
Heather has a cosmetics company. Who knows what kind of weird chemicals she has access to?
Yeah, but what about Annabelle? That neat freak must be able to get her hands on all sorts of toxic nasties. My guess is that this was her handiwork.
I resent that. We all know that Mr. Addington was a total germaphobe. His kitchen was loaded with enough bottles of industrial cleaning agent to sterilize a whole hospital. So really, would it have been too hard for someone to sneak in, open a bottle, and sneak back out undetected?
Listen, darlings, let's focus on the badge print. I think I can make out a few letters. A-E-R-O.
All those letters are in your name, Heather.
Yes, but some of them are in your name too, Amber. Why on earth would I write my name on a badge? There's not too much business in merchandise for a cosmetics CEO.
But there is a lot of business in pop star merch.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. The print probably doesn't mean anything. The murderer could have picked it up from anywhere. Eugene, you use a lot of weird chemicals to make computers, right? To keep them clean. I'm guessing they wouldn't be too good for you if they were to find their way into your bloodstream.
If I'd killed Mr. Addington, don't you think I'd have done it in a smarter way than using some clumsy method taken from stupid TV serial? This is getting beyond belief.
Yeah. Before opening the envelope for the main course, read out the following. Oh, okay. It's a commentary from Mr. Addington himself. It's all getting a bit much, isn't it? I founded this exclusive community with the dream of attracting the creme de la creme of London's elite. But instead, I've ended up with a talentless hack, a shallow narcissist pathetically clinging to his youth, and a fitness fanatic facing threats from an unknown source. And that's just for starters. Could Keith have torn himself away from the mirror long enough to kill me? What about Tiffany? Beneath that chirpy bubblegum veneer, she's clearly pushed someone to breaking point. An amber, sweet amber fox. A touch defensive, perhaps? I have no doubt that the industry recruits models all the time for its little pop projects, but I'm sure you'll agree that she's not revealing the whole picture. And I resent her commenting about skirt chasing. As a modern man of the 80s, I have also enjoyed chasing women in flattering trouser suits. Certainly none of them seemed overly concerned with my untimely demise. Just very focused on protecting their own reputations and not involving the police. What delicious tidbits will be uncovered during the main course, I wonder. An option is take a moment to improvise a debate in character as to who you think the killer is. Write down your accusation so you can see it if it changes during the game.
I think it was Eugene.
Jesus, not gonna lie.
I think it's Amber.
I don't know. Alrighty. The host hands out clue D. Clue D. Which is the Christian's bank statement. What? Okay.
They're gonna find out.
I mean, he was a supporter. Maybe
Amber World Tour.
Just because my name is on there doesn't mean I killed him.
But doesn't that seem like something you would do if you're trying to frame someone? Like it almost made me not think it's her because
that's like
like wouldn't you just fucking go up? I'd stick someone else's pin on them and then leave. And then everyone would be like, "Your pin was right on there." It seemed like a silly thing for you to do as the murderer, but maybe you just made a big mistake.
Christian, that's some serious debt. I thought your family was
this is
rolling.
the first one.
Alright, my family lost everything in a pyramid scheme. It's been utterly wretched. I'm totally penniless. I own my house on Emerald Hill, but Mr. Addington's insane contract states that residents must earn a certain amount of money each month, which will ensure no undesirables live here. However, on the upside, gorgeous Heather Darling has offered me a job with her company, Personal Relations. It turns out all my schmoozing skills might be worth something after all.
It's true.
Is that right, Heather?
It's true. Christian might actually be useful to me, believe it or not. I'm able to cover his monthly wage requirement, and it would be a shame to see such an attractive a talent go to waste.
Thanks, baby.
You might not have any money now, Christian, but you still have your family's legacy to maintain, and it wouldn't be too much. Sorry. It wouldn't be too much of a stretch to imagine that you'd kill to stop news like this from leaking. And who needs $100 worth of industrial solvents?
100 pounds.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
Worth of
$150.
I do it like
we're
every week.
in London.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Do you think that it looks rather suspicious in light of recent events? The only reservation you'll be getting is a seat on the next bus to prison.
You take that back. These solvents are to clean my dinner shoes. I don't have to justify anything to you, you peasant. I'd much rather not have to become some 9-to-5 grunt, so no offense, Heather, but needs must. Anyway, this is getting terribly tedious. What's the next clue?
Okay, this letter, it's backwards, so we gotta figure out how to...
Oh no, it's about me.
Oh, we're already in too deep with this, so you need to promise me that no one will find out what we did, what we're doing. People just wouldn't understand why, so it's better that no one knows. Stay strong.
So is it 2 people?
We got a little secret going on.
Heather, sure.
Interesting, Annabelle. Or interesting. Annabelle, I hardly gossip. I'm hardly a gossip, but I do seem to remember seeing a gentleman leave your house early in the morning one day when your husband was away. I'm willing to bet that's what the letter is referring to. Not so pristine now, are you?
I'm so ashamed of myself, but it's true. With Mr. Weathers away so often, I found myself very lonely. So the gardener made a move on me one day. I was too weak to resist. You didn't see the way he handled the leaf blower. Don't you know what that can do to a woman? We saw each other for a while, but then broke it off. I knew I was jeopardizing my husband's political career with this sort of scandal. I would destroy his wholesome image as a family man.
I guess you're no stranger to doing things in the heat of the moment. Would murder really have been out of the question, especially to prevent this secret from getting out?
I acted of loneliness. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. Of course I'm worried about this whole sordid affair, but being made public. But politicians have survived these sort of scandals before, and now it's over. And it's over now. I ended it. He was the best gardener we'd ever had, and my rose bushes haven't even been the same since he left. Wait, though, that's not his handwriting. This note couldn't have come from him.
Aha! I think I know what this is about. You just came into a lot of money, Stephen. What with your prize winnings and sponsorship deals? But I've heard some chatter on the social scene that your victory wasn't as straightforward as you like to pretend. Admit it. You cheated, and that's what this note is really about.
I'm so sick of playing tennis.
I'm so sick of playing tennis.
You know how much time I gave on the court, and I have nothing to show for it apart from some worthless old trophies. So, when I found out that an old friend of mine was going umpiring the Heart Cup match, I promised to split the prize money with him if he ruled in my favor. You can't deny that that was the better play anyways. Oh, I was the better player anyways. I just needed that guarantee. I said,
Have one of those lemon things.
I know the Empire
Have one of those lemon things.
would never blob since we're both suffering the consequences.
So good.
I'd be stripped of my title and he'd lose his job. But it was a victimless crime.
How can you say that? What about the other player? And besides, I remember reading in a gossip magazine about an incident at the beginning of your career. You got so angry over an umpire's decision that you punched him in the face. With a violent temper like that, who knows what else you're capable of when you don't get your way.
That was a long time ago. And what tennis players doesn't get passionate on the court?
This is all getting too much. I think I need some air.
Wait,
Do you guys want some
Steven.
more sushi? Anyone want sushi?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Steven. What happened to your knuckles? They look bloodied.
It's none of your business.
Of course it's our business. There's a dead chap upstairs. I say things like chap. And you're the only one with a mark on you. How do we know you didn't beat him to death?
Because Heather said there weren't any marks on him. You ignorant pampered princess. If you must. I got into a fight with my coach when I told him I wasn't coming back on the court. But that was just heated brawl. Don't you know, I'd have come off significantly worse to where if I literally had beaten a guy to death.
Oh. You're definitely going to need some sort of vitamin E hand cream for that graze. Looks at the closet.
Closest lady and asked if she... Do you love my hair?
We'll leave it out, Grandpa. Let's talk more about you, Mr. Anti-Agent, shall we? There's no way you could carry your career through your acting talent alone. Your looks are all you have. So how long do you really think you can keep things up for?
I resent that. Don't you realize I already have it all planned out? With all the magazine covers I've got lined up, I'll be able to stay relevant as long as the money keeps rolling in. I read about a doctor in Brazil who injects your own plasma into your face, and it instantly makes you look 10 years younger. So long as no one rats me out, I'll still be getting ID'd well into my 60s.
Everyone, I just went outside and I could see Tiffany's bin filled to the brim with magazine cutouts as if she'd just gone through and snipped out the letters. What if she's been making her own poison pen letters? Spill, Tiff. What's really going on here?
That was good.
Fine. I wrote those poison pen letters myself because I need to get out of my contract. Sure, I've made millions, but I'm fed up with the message the tapes are spreading. I'm ashamed of telling women to keep fighting the fat. Women of all sizes are good enough as they are. My contract is ironclad, and the only way out is through extenuating circumstances. But it wasn't my idea to write the letters. I could never have come up with something so smart. Eugene here told me they'd have to let me go if it looked as though I was in danger.
Jeez, Tiffany, it was just passing a comment. I never thought you'd actually do it.
Eugene, I had no idea how pragmatic you could be, or how manipulative. I could use you on my board of directors.
If you know her name.
This letter shall serve as a formal notice of intention of my client, name withheld, to sue your company by your Cosmetics Ltd. for negligence. I can't speak English.
You're good.
Who's suing who?
This company
Unknown is
Yeah.
suing Heather.
Name redacted.
Okay.
on June 25th
Sorry,
this
Mr.
year, my client's skin was left stained after using your Sweet Cheeks cream blusher.
Heather!
Memories. My client was forced to seek medical intervention and had to submit to corrosive chemical treatment to remove the stain. Upon further investigation by our scientists, Sweet Cheeks cream blusher has also been found to be potentially fatal if ingested or if it finds a way into a customer's bloodstream, such as through a cut or an open wound. Please find attached my client's medical notes and detailed photograph of the damage incurred.
It was this bitch.
This bitch over here!
They complain when the makeup washes off. They complain when it won't wash off.
In this letter, also, a leaked memo from your factory reveals that your company was fully aware of the risk associated with this product. The fact that you chose to send the product to the market while in full knowledge of its potential danger shows your blatant disregard for customer welfare. My client will therefore be sued for $20 million in damages.
Oh, wait, you guys. We didn't read this before.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Before we read the dessert. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
It's another commentary from Mr. Addington. I can't tell you how satisfying it was to find out that Christian, Mr. Yuppie himself, had barely a penny to his name. You'd think it would teach him a little humility, but apparently not. I can't imagine that serving as Heather's Girl Friday will be a particularly successful endeavor of his, especially once he finds out that work is going to clash with his time by the pool. Could his commitment to leading an eternal life of leisure drive him to murder? And what about the two cheaters, Stephen and Annabelle? Was Stephen feeling so entitled to victory that he could justify rigging the match? Who knows what else someone with such loose morals could rationalize? And Annabelle's carefully curated persona of the devoted housewife was nothing but lies, too. You can scrub your kitchen counters until they sparkle, but you can't scrub away that black mark on your reputation. Let's not forget about Tiffany and her underhand business practices.
Yeah.
I understand pragmatic career tactics just as well as the next man, but surely that's crossing a line. It seems that spandex can disguise a multitude of sins, but it can't hide the lies
Pretty
forever.
weak, to be honest.
Okay. And then it just says we can guess. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, wait, did you finish reading that?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready to start? Okay, babe, it's yours.
I was like, tennis guy wants to talk about her underhand. And he's like, it's pretty weak, to be honest. Those are some pretty weak underhand business too.
A negligence claim, Heather. A thing like that could take down an entire company. That's heavy stuff.
It was a one-off issue relating to a bad batch. I'm already pushing to settle this out of court, so there's no reason for it to go any further. It's a non-issue.
Oh, come on, sweetie. The letter makes it sound like you knew the risk and you did it anyway. You don't think the public would be outraged if they knew about this?
Don't take that tone with me, Christian. You're on my payroll now. I did what was necessary. I didn't think the risk was worth losing thousands of pounds in recalled products. This is a cutthroat business, and there are tough decisions to be made. But think of all the women I've helped to realize their dreams of beauty. That's the bigger picture here. Mr. Addington had no business getting hold of this information. What if it went public?
Even if you did manage to settle out of court, if Mr. Addington went public with this, customers would never buy from you again. So, not only would you be out of a job, Kristen would be jobless too. It's obvious that you have a thing for him, so who knows how far you'd go to keep your company afloat and keep him close.
That would explain the note. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a direct person, so yes, I do happen to find Christian's loudmouth persona somewhat charming. But any feelings I might have for him are secondary to my business. The business comes first. It always has. Oh, this is banal. Open the next clue.
Oh, gee.
Is that word banal?
It's a letter from Eugene to Mr. Addington. And furthermore, Mr. Addington, you are a pathetic excuse for a man with no vision, no class, no wit, and most importantly, no chance of ever beating me. If you ever get in my face about my business again, it will be the last thing that you do. Oh!
What is this?
This is Eugene's letter. I hope the rest of your measly little life, and dear God, how I hope it won't be long,
We should have made him read
is
this.
absolutely miserable because that's what you deserve.
Who is it to?
It's to
Mr.
Mr.
Addington.
Addington.
I told you he did it.
Eugene.
I've bad feeling about this guy since we were
Eugene.
like 12.
You wrote that to him?
You're a piece of shit.
Wow.
My papa will have
Here.
you indicted for this.
I'm sorry, you should have read that.
Here, you want to let me see those? I'm just gonna put them back in here. She's got them if we want to read them again.
Okay. Oh, wow, Eugene. I had no idea you hated him that much. Those are pretty strong threats, and now he's dead. Makes a person suspicious.
Look, that letter was never meant to be sent. My therapist said that writing a letter to the object of my anger would help me to release those emotions. And it worked. Once I'd written it all down, it made me see how silly it was to hate such a foolish old man. Achoo! 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 Achoo!
And blows his nose loudly.
You know, I remember hearing you argue with Mr. A about his refusal to let you install a modem in your place. Something about it interfering with the classical features of the house. I mean, I'm convinced that this whole internet thing is just some pointless fad, but must have made you see red, huh, old chap?
I admit that the argument got rather heated. I just didn't understand why Mr. Addington couldn't see how important it was. My business, my income, every aspect of my life depends on keeping my finger on the pulse of technological advances, no matter how faddish they appear. But I planned on terminating my contract as soon as I could and moving to a more tech-friendly area. One with a phone line that wasn't last updated in the Stone Age.
I don't know, Eugene. It's often the quiet ones, right? The ones you least suspect of being capable of something like this. I have to say, it's not looking too good for you right now.
And I don't think it's looking too good for you either, because I'm not buying your whole
Sanctimonious.
sanctimonious sabotage act, Tiffany. I know you've had a taste of the high life. I've seen the Porsche in your garage. You're not leaving without warriors purely because of your newfound morals.
If you must know, with the payout I'll receive when I'm released from my contract, I'm going to become a motivational speaker. This is the 80s after all. Self-help sells. That way I can spread my message of positivity and make a little profit while I'm at it. Beneath the leg warmers, I'm still a businesswoman and a girl still got to eat. Hell yeah.
Men are always intimidated by strong businesswomen.
Exactly. All you men had way stronger motives to kill Mr. Addington than us chicks.
Oh, really? Amber, you said you don't do all your own vocals. How much of your vocals do you actually do?
I don't need to answer that.
Look who's suddenly so secretive.
Okay, lip syncing isn't a big deal, okay? And it's a lot harder than people realize. Most pop stars mime when they perform. How else do you think they could be pitch perfect whilst doing all those elaborate dance routines? I just happened to mime to someone else's vocals. And sure, if this ever got out, it wouldn't exactly be great press. But I worked so hard and sacrificed so much. Surely the public can overlook this little, well, technicality.
So basically, you're lying to the public and to all your fans.
Aren't you doing the same thing, exact same thing? Are we all doing the exact same thing? You guys know what they can do in a music studio these days, right? They can change everything about the vocals until it no longer sounds like you. So this is really very different? Like there's more to being a pop sensation than singing. I do interviews, I sign autographs, I look hot on the cover of a magazine. The fact that I don't perform my own vocals is like totally irrelevant.
And last time I checked, trying to spread positivity wasn't a crime, right? Okay, so my methods might be a little controversial, but it's for a good reason. I only want to spread messages of self-love and acceptance. I'd be the last person to actually kill a guy.
Look, I know what I did was, questionable, too. But you'd have to be damn near blind not to see that everyone cheats in sports. And sure, if this ever got out, my sponsorships would take a hit. That would really never come. They could really never be undone. Or without. I don't know. But more deals would come. Scandals sell, after all.
And I can still get reservations, you know? That thing earlier I'm still thinking about. I can still get the reservations, you know? The coffers might be a bit light right now, but my name is a ticket to plenty of places. So save the sympathy. And my current financial impairment doesn't mean I killed the old boy. I just certainly don't have the funds to have him dealt with. And do you really think I'm going to get my own hands dirty? I mean, that literally... This shirt's Ralph Lauren, for goodness sake.
So, I'm a little older than I said, but I can pass as 21, right?
Oh, totally.
Like, you'd just assume I was 21, wouldn't you? Stress is not what my skin needs right now, I swear. If I wake up tomorrow with a wrinkle, I'll... But I didn't do it. And since apparently I'm not that great an actor, wouldn't it be obvious if I was lying? Plus, I'm sure that trying to cover up a murder plot would not exactly do wonders for my complexion.
Look, my company means everything to me. Sure, I'll admit that if word got out about this negligence claim, there's a good chance it could ruin everything I've worked for. But without even considering my crack team of legal people, do you really think I'd risk another scandal by killing someone? Think it through, people. That's just not good business sense, and it's hardly in line with my 5-year strategic plan.
So what was your first scandal?
I know, I hid something too. I tried so hard to be perfect, but you don't understand how lonely it was for me. Whoa.
And alphabetized.
Spice Rack is no substitute for human contact. I know my little, let's say, dalliance has the potential to ruin my husband's career, but it's over now. Despite my infidelities, I do believe right and wrong.
I'm not trying to hide the fact that I hated that old dinosaur and how he took every chance to ridicule me. But look at me. Don't you think I had plenty of experience of dealing with bullies? Besides, the computer business is only going to grow, and soon every house will have one. Before long, maybe people will have computers they can fit in their pockets. When that day comes, I'll know that I've been right all along. That'll be my revenge. Murder's no use to me.
Jeez.
Okay, so... Can we get out the ending one?
Okay.
So I think that's where we're at now.
Yeah, where's the other?
Wait, is this shirt Ralph
Okay.
Lauren? I'm pretty sure it is.
Here,
So-
let's see,
I mean, it looks like they're
Before you and your guests each say who you think committed the murder, read out the following paragraph to sum up what you discovered. Who knew Heather was carrying so much weight on those shoulder pads of hers? The woman who built her company from the ground up, who sacrificed the best years of her life, not to mention any potential love interests, is now facing the reality of her company falling apart before her eyes and by her own hand. What lengths would a desperate woman like that go to in order to save her business? It was always my belief that women didn't belong in the workplace. Oh. Far too emotional. Although, speaking of emotions, who knew that quiet, nerdy Eugene held so much rage?
Oh.
I admit, I'm not a fan of technology or those mind-rotting video games, but he really shouldn't have taken it so personally. The boy needs to learn to take some constructive criticism. But was his petty rage enough to push him over the edge? No one's innocent in this room. Every single person lied, cheated, or deceived, but only one person took the final murderous step. And I know who it was. Have you worked it out yet? Dessert's almost over, so there's not much time left. Alright, it's now time for guests to discover who they believe is the murderer. They can swap theories, discuss motives, and each put forward their own verdict about who committed the dastardly deed before the big reveal.
Yeah, we have no fucking idea. So much just happened.
That was a lot.
Who has the most to gain from him dying? We have nothing to gain from him dying.
My video game sold out for
Right.
2 seasons in a row. So
I don't either.
I don't know if you've heard
I mean, I'm a cheater, but I don't kill
We're
people.
supposed to believe that Eugene killed this guy just because he hates him.
Right.
I did it.
The blind
I didn't do it. There was no evidence against me at all. I didn't do this. I'm obviously innocent.
no, you're broke and thirsty for money.
Yeah, from her. I'm trying to fuck her for her money. That's literally, it says it on my sheet. It's like he's got a plan. He's
Well, what if she made a deal with you to kill him?
Kill him.
Yeah.
You would have gotten that money, though.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
And then
I'm getting
that would
sued.
that would
You need
explain that.
money.
And that'll pay off his debt.
You gotta kill
For
him,
that.
man.
I
You gotta
mean,
kill him.
Fuck, did we kill him?
Okay. I don't trust any of them. None of them. Christian, he's this rich douche that fucking was loaded and blowing all his money, and now he's broke. Fucking comes and sees Mr. Annington, fucking kills him or probably begs him for money or something. I don't know. He's thirsty for money. It's probably him. Him and that Heather bitch, that dude looking chick. I don't know if I like them. Yeah, because I wouldn't do it. I'm a famous game developer. I'm loaded. So I'm good. And yeah, I don't like the old fucking fart. He stinks. And he's kind of a prick. He thinks video games are gonna rot people's brains. He's an idiot. I think it was Christian, with the help of Heather. I think I'm with Tiffany on this one.
Alright. It definitely seems like it was me. But Tiffany was writing letters to herself, trying to get out of a huge contract with her company. And Mr. Addington knew about that and had those. So to me, she had the most to lose. I can go be rich again one day, obviously. I don't think she's gonna be able to figure it out if something like that comes out. So I'm just saying, it was probably her. Or Eugene, because he's a piece of shit. Fuck you, Eugene, if you watch this. Ugh. Ugh.
Alright, who do you think it is, Mika? Who do you think it is? Alright, I think it's Christian with the help of Heather. Alright. Feel weird fucking talking to a mirror.
Alright. So naturally, I think it was Tiffany. I'm Stephen Idol, by the way. I don't know if you know this. But, you know, first in the country, fifth in the world. There's nothing really. But I definitely think it was either Megan or Tiffany. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that people are focusing on the fact that I rigged the place, or rigged my last game. I think I'm gonna slide under the radar this time. Papa will give me the lake, a nice house, and just be able to live out the rest of my life. I really don't know what to say here, so I'm just gonna go back, and hope that I'm right, one way or another.
Where's my hair? Just a minute. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Eugene, he definitely needs to work on his image, but I just don't think he could kill anyone. My bet is on Heather and Christian.
So I think it is Eugene, because that letter that he wrote to Mr. Luddington was absolutely surprising to me. Such a quiet, nerdy fucker can just be so mean to him. So it was definitely Eugene. There's no doubt about that. Eugene is the killer. That nerdy little fucker.
You nuts. I killed him. Nobody knows. It's so funny. Nobody suspects me, but I killed him. Tiffany?
Why?
Okay.
Because she was trying to get out of that business deal, and we found out that he had her, like, the one thing that would fuck her over.
Oh, okay. What about you, Mr. Stephen Idle?
Tennis cheater?
I was hoping you wouldn't mention that. I've mostly flown under the radar since we first discussed it.
Oh, wow.
But I think it was Tiffany.
Tiffany.
I think Shelby is just, that he's just
My name is
villager. Steven's just a
I'm number one in the country.
You never find in the world though, so if you're not
Okay.
first, you're last.
What do you think it is, Tiffany?
Out of billions of people.
What did you...
Oh, it's Eugene because of that letter that he.
Mm-hmm. Wait, did you grab the camera out of the...
Can't write a fucked up
Yeah,
text message once
it's
in a while.
Nope.
Thanks.
Over here.
You didn't send it, though, did you?
The camera?
I didn't send
Yeah.
it. He found it.
Do we leave it in there?
Dude, maybe he
Oh, yeah.
killed himself, set us all up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier.
Well, what do you think it is, Tiffany?
I think it was Christian with Heather's Cosmetics that are killing people.
I second that.
Hell yeah.
I'm with you. I'll hang him with you guys.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm down for that too.
I should've-
Hell yeah.
I should have joined.
I'm gonna say it was Heather because I'm pissed at her for fucking.
I should have joined Team
trying
Fuck
to-
Eugene when I had the
yeah.
chance. If there would have been two, if there would have been three, we could have got a thing
I thought it was
going.
Eugene, but I'm gonna join the Christian.
God damn
the
it.
Christian
I should have
train.
switched over to Tiffany. I should have stuck with Fuck Eugene, and we would have had like an equal. Eugene, let's change my vote to Eugene.
Alright.
Yes.
I think you pulled the trigger though, out of desperation.
Didn't happen.
Alright, you guys ready?
Who's yours?
Wait, who's your guess?
Tiffany.
I said Christian.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Okay, ready? As a man of incomparable virtue, I should like to think that I have always been a good judge of character. But as you have seen, each of my carefully selected residents had their own moral failings. I discovered this by keeping tabs on them, making sure they were adhering to my strict code of conduct. You may think it was inappropriate for me to delve into their lives like that, but in fact it was all laid out in the contract they'd signed and was intended to maintain decent standards for everyone's benefit. Although I uncovered shocking revelations about each of my residents, only one person was prepared to kill to prevent their secret getting out. She was right when she said that I recognized her. Her parents rented from me years ago, but I had to evict them when they couldn't meet their rental payments. I had a business to run after all. It transpires that being made homeless...
Bless you.
Fuck! I said that in the beginning, man.
It transpires that being made
Damn it,
homeless
it
can
was
leave
you.
quite an impression on a young child.
Motherfucker. I forgot about that.
I suppose that's where her incessant need for fame and fortune came from. Have you worked it out yet? She left a pretty important clue. No wonder she didn't want anyone to touch the body.
Stab the pin into her. Fuck, we should have
So
known
did you
that.
know
Stab the
or?
what?
Did you
I
know
said that
the
at
whole
the
time?
beginning.
Yes.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, God. I was like, I hope the killer's not lying. 'Cause she's too fucking good at lying.
Amber Fox, the face of an angel, the voice of a liar, and the heart of a killer. I thought it was appalling that she was lying to her fans like that, making money from someone else's talent. If the public had found out that the world's hottest pop star could barely carry a tune, she'd have lost everything, and rightly so. She wasn't going to risk me ruining her career and leaving her out on the streets again. So she took things into her own hands. Somehow she found out about my plan to oust her and came to see me before the dinner party. A pretty young thing like that, it was easy for her to get me alone. And of course I had no idea she knew I was on to her. She told me she wanted to give her biggest fan a small token of her appreciation, a badge for her forthcoming world tour. How was I to know she'd cover the pin with a generous coating of poison? Once she nicked my skin when she fixed the badge on my shirt, it was only a matter of time before the deadly toxins were coursing through my veins. Rather ingenious if you think about it. So there you have it. It's clear her days on that blasted MTV are over, so maybe she'll be able to learn an honest trade while serving her time at Her Majesty's pleasure. Or maybe she'll be lucky enough to exchange a packet of dried noodles from the commissionary for singing lessons.
Oh, she got away.
Perhaps by the time she's out, she'll finally be talented enough to work on those breakfast cereal jingles.
But in our reality, you straight up, we were like, it's definitely her. We did her first, so we like forgot about her.
I shouldn't have said that.
Wow. Yeah.
Did you know you were the murderer the whole
Yes!
Yeah.
The
Oh, you did?
whole
Yeah,
time.
that's awesome. That's
Was it part of your
awesome.
secret?
Well, just was my secret, yeah.
The secret was you're the murderer?
Yeah, that was my secret.
Yeah. What the fuck? That's awesome.
Threw
No,
us
that's
off.
so good.
That was
And it's fun. We did her first, so we all forgot about her entirely, and then
Yeah.
she just didn't bring it back up. And she was like leading the conversation. She's like, "Okay,
No,
let's
why
go
do
over
you-
our people again. There's you, and you." And here's why you're all guilty. Yeah, hey,
Why do
each
you
other
think
up.
they went over her first?
Yeah,
What'd you
exactly. That
say
is why they
about
went over
her?
her first.
I
You know what
said
I
it
mean?
was me.
Because
We're
it was
gonna
so
confess
obvious. It was like the first one. It was super obvious. Your parents got whatever from them. Like the pin was on there, but I was like, she's the red herring because it's so
I was
fucking
like, they're
obvious.
afraid of me.
Let's just skip right over that and go to every
No,
other.
I didn't even know. I didn't know that was one of the clues. So I was like, oh fuck, like they're on to me.
Right away.